Senator Jen Kiggans is with us. Senator, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, good morning, John. How are you?
Good. Senator, how does the governor get this power to basically do whatever he wants, open up half a beach, lock down certain things? What is this derived from, and are you at all concerned with a usurpation of our civil liberties?
So the state legislatures, the General Assembly, is not directly involved with the governor's executive order decision making. We have asked for a special session. We asked back at our veto session, which was last month, we asked for a special session. It requires a 2/3 vote from both the House and the Senate, which we did not have the votes for to get that. So we have not been called by the governor. The only other recourse is for him to call the special session. That has not happened. So we are not involved in his daily decision making, and we find out about the executive orders kind of when everybody else does at his press conferences. So we are, we hear when you guys do about it. I would like to be involved. We do have some conference calls that the delegates and senators are involved with every week. That we do have an ear of a staff member, not the governor directly, but we've written letters. We've advocated on behalf of our businesses here in Virginia Beach with all the other Virginia Beach just delegation in our Hampton Roads caucus, and we're excited that we've made some progress. I'm a healthcare provider, so I do geriatrics. So for me, it's all about, opening. I want to open the beach, and I want to open our economy locally and get people back to work. But I'm also concerned for safety. I take care of older adults who are definitely our most vulnerable population here. So for me, I'm very mindful just of how to protect those people. I read yesterday in the Richmond Times-Dispatch that there was 60% of our deaths in Virginia are for long-term care facilities. So that's really the population that if we're going to focus anywhere on protecting those people and just being mindful of how to open Virginia safely, that's the population that we need to be looking out for.
The older people, Senator Kiggans, that you're caring for, that you're treating, and you're trying to do the right thing because obviously they're vulnerable. In your medical experience, what is their level of risk as opposed to somebody like me that has no underlying health conditions, things of that nature?
So there's a reason that you and I are not living in a nursing facility. The people that are living there in these facilities that have round-the-clock care, they have a lot of comorbidities. They have health issues where they can't live independently and at home. So they are already vulnerable. They are already vulnerable for things like the flu, pneumonia, any infectious diseases. So and those facilities are frequently understaffed. We have people that are understaffed, underpaid. The working conditions, not all of the facilities, some are better than others, but it's a group of people that we really need to focus on. I think now people are paying attention. If there's a silver lining in any of this, is that we've shed some light on just the need for improvement in our long-term care facilities and our nursing homes. Staffing has been an issue that I brought to the General Assembly this past January, and we asked for some staffing ratios, and it wasn't the first time. It was actually the 16th time that it had been brought forward in legislation. We had actually a Democratic delegate as well who brought forth a bill, and that bill was killed in committee. It was turned into a work study where we are to get together, I hope, when things return to normal, and some of the stakeholders and advocacy groups will get together and decide on, if it's not staffing ratios, what is the answer, so that we have better staffing in our nursing facilities, so we don't see what happened this time where staff got sick, staff got scared, people left. There was no one left to take care of these people, which then leaves a few people running around not having time to do infection control, wash your hands, going from room to room. It spreads like wildfire in those places to a group that's already vulnerable. So I'm hoping that now we have the ear of the General Assembly, of the governor of Virginia, to get some legislation passed so that we can have some geriatric health care reform.
Scott, Taylor?
Can I touch on that really fast?
Yes.
One of the things that she referenced was that article in the Richmond Times-Dispatch, which spoke about the fact that these nursing centers and assisted living centers have a problem with the supply chain with protective equipment, right? So I personally was helping out secure tons of equipment for Centera's and the Commonwealth, quite frankly. And the Commonwealth has a supply now. So a couple of things that I think that need to happen with the General Assembly and the governor, of course, is take the focus off beach balls and umbrellas and stereos on the beach and look at making sure that there's transparency, and if there needs to be tweaked to code, they should, the governor and, quite frankly, the legislature should have dealt with that issue in the code on April 22nd. They can still do it. The governor can still call a special session to make sure that families have transparencies in nursing homes and assisted living centers, and the Virginia government should focus on ensuring that all those 287 or so assisted living and nursing homes have access to the supply chain and or are backed up by Virginia Commonwealth supply. They have money that they've gotten from the Trump administration down here. They can use that money. They can use the supply they already have to back up and make sure that these folks in these facilities have the proper PPE so that we can protect the most vulnerable amongst us.
And I'll just add that those places were not made a priority for many, many weeks into this crisis. So in the very beginning, and I knew, and I had a lot of medical directors from different facilities contacting me, and we voiced our opinion, to the groups that we could, but we knew early on that we did not have that PPE. We don't stockpile it in our long-term care and nursing facilities. Right. So we were rushing together, my colleagues and I, and making masks and delivering those. We wanted at least some sort of type of facial covering because the N95s and all the medical grade equipment was going to the hospitals and the emergency rooms where it should have gone. I understand that, but there should be stockpiling as well for these special long-term care facilities, so we don't have this problem that we had with running out.